I had a request recently to do a review on the Valken V-Max loader. The first one, not the VMax 2, but the regular VMax. And I thought while I was doing this, I would do a review on my backup loader, which I have an Extreme Rage Overdrive. I'm going to start here because this won't take too long. The Extreme Rage Overdrive is a agitator loader. Now what that means, if you don't know already, is, and I'm hoping you can see down in there, there you go, that white disc right there just agitates the balls. It has little fans on it that'll keep the balls agitated and feeding. Now, for the sake of the conversation, if the battery were to die on this, it actually should still work as a gravity-fed hopper. Just that little disc helps keep the balls agitated so that they don't jam up before falling down the feed neck. The downside to an agitator is that it is always on. So if you're trying to be very, very quiet, stink around, you might, if you are using an overdrive, then you might want to turn it off till you get where you want to, a quick flip of the switch, and start firing. You should be just fine. I've done that before, haven't had any issues with that. So that's what I have as my backup in case my VMax stops working for whatever reason. The VMax is, in my opinion, a very good loader for what it is. I do not have a die rotor or a spire or all those. I've never had those, so I can't tell you if those are actually better, but I've heard way too many reviews to make the argument that they are not better than this. But for the price point that you pay for VMax, it's a really good loader. I have no major complaints with this. One of the things that I do have a complaint about is the battery. It takes two 9-volt batteries. Batteries do last a really good long time in here, especially if you make sure to take them out. If you leave them in, it drains them a little bit, but actually the longevity of the battery is not too bad in this. My only other complaint that I have is the door. I have found that if it's on my gun and I lay it down, if I just lay it down a little too fast and the balls hit this door, it will actually pop open and some of the balls will fall out. I can't tell you why that is, or, well, obviously I'll tell you why that is. I mean, just the latch isn't a very, very, very strong latch when it clips on right here. So, I mean, it's good. I mean, it doesn't just randomly pop open, as you can see. It's just enough force will hit this with like 3 or 4 balls hitting it at one time, and it can pop open. Now, that's usually not an issue, especially when you're up firing on the gun. I'm usually not worried about it at all. I just notice that if I go to set my gun down, I tend to hold the door. I'll set the gun down. Once it's set down, I'm fine. I can leave it there. It won't pop open. So, just wanted to give you the heads up on that. Now, I'm going to do a series video here where I'm not talking. I'm going to show you how I put this, take this apart and put it together. And this might be a little difficult with one hand, so I'll do my best. There is a little latch down at the bottom of this here. Let's see, I'm going to try to do this. Okay, so this right here is the latch, and it just clips on to a little spot right there. Hopefully it shows up on the camera there. And what I do is when I have both hands, I actually just pull on this part right here like this, and then I pull up on the back, and then it slides forward just slightly. And if you can see that little tab right there, it fits into that little notch right there, slides back and then down. top of that. Okay, and there's the tray. Once again, there's a little latch there and a latch there that fits right into this little notch. Good and close here. There's a little notch right there, and then there's a little cutout right there. There we go. And that's where the so what you got here is this goes in this way, and then you just bend this. This is very, very flexible. And you can just bend it right into that little notch on that plastic piece. Right here is the drive. There's the board. Here's the wheels. There you go, straighten up. And then this little screw, it's got a long thing. You can actually twist this out of the way. This tray comes up for cleaning, and then you can unplug it right there. Little white unplugs from the board. That way you can take all of this out. You could wipe it clean. You can clean this out. You can even run some water through here. I wouldn't recommend dousing it or dunking it in water. Just a little bit of water if you need to run it through. You can clean it, and then you can just put it back together, which is not hard at all. So I'll try to do this with one hand here. That's not going to work here. Hold on a second. There's the tray back in, and then you just slide this onto the front, and there it is back together. It was a little hard trying to get the camera to stay still and put it back together, so that may have looked a little harder than what it actually is to put this hopper back together. But it's a very easy hopper to take apart, put together. Oh, see, I didn't even get that straight there. So, alright. I'll see what the issue is. Alright, I'll fix that here in just a second. It's kind of hard getting the camera and this to line up when you're trying to do this with a camera in one hand, but this actually might be a good point too, if I can get this to show up on camera. There's a little notch right there, and that's what's supposed to fit in around this. So get that to show up. Yeah, you can see that. There we go. Runs all the way up the front and back. On the other side, front to back. And then that's supposed to, this little, let's see if we can get that. There we go. This part right here is supposed to fit right in between there. So that's why that looked a little weird. So it's probably a good thing that happened, so you can see that. Not hard, I just got to realign it, make sure it lines up straight, and it'll fit on there fine. So I'm actually going to set the camera down for just a second here and see if I can get this to line up just right. I'll keep it rolling just so you can really see what's going on. there's this side all lined up nice and neat. And that side right there, all lined up nice and neat. All clipped together, back and done. So, not hard at all. So, I hope this answers most of your questions. If I missed anything or you want me to cover something else about this hopper, I'll be happy to do so. Thank you for watching.